All right, we'll be starting in just a moment. We're going to do the announcements first and then Proposition 1. As you'll find out, if you don't know what that is, you'll find out soon enough. And will the announcement person kindly come forward, or reverse word, and give this man a round of applause. He's going to read something that is horribly boring, even though I wrote it. Not with that in mind, however. This is, Mr. Alan Harris of the Pacifica Heights Harrises, though he doesn't know that yet. I shouldn't have said it. All right, you're on, dear.
Welcome to Sacred Grounds with Dan Brady as the current host of this, the longest running open mic in the known and unknown universe, serving up good food and fine poetry since 1972. Let's have a big hand for Teddy and Fiona, our hosts. And please support this reading by enjoying the food and drinks served here. Also, please respect the mic, keep conversations to a whisper, put devices on mute, vibrate, or airline mode, please. And as usual, I recommend vibrate.
Yeah, well.
Tonight's feature is,
we have a double feature. Wolf Lozzi, raise the hand please, clapping, where is he? Wolf? He was just here, he was sitting there. And Robin Michelle, she is here present, thank you so much. It's a dual feature this evening, ladies and gentlemen.
The keynote will be
Clyde Always.
And the last word will be by...
Oh, who was the last word? She has the thing. Aren't you?
Allie.
Allie is the last word, and she comes before earlier to do something else. So give Allie a round. Clyde always gets a round.
Also, please note the link. Streaming is handy in many ways.
Handy.
If you can't be here, you can view in. If you want someone to see you live, they'll be able to. Want to hear so-and-so's poem again? So-and-so is excellent.
Yeah.
Well, you can.
Well, you can.
Want to do a self-critique? No problemo. More importantly, it is a way to put out the word. I refer to the ongoing theme. Never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Margaret Mead. Tonight's theme is...
Tonight's theme is wildlife, and that can be taken in any way you choose to take it. Just so you know, Richard Sanderell did not specify what he meant. It could be the two words, the one word, it's up to you. Oh, he is not here at the moment. He's actually somewhere else.
Sorry.
That's all right. My fault.
Oh, and Dan will tell you about the fabulous door prizes. But lastly, if you wish to record someone, please ask permission. We will assume that you've done so should we notice recordings being made.
Thank you.
And now here's Dan with the prizes.
The prizes, just in case you don't know, this is a pair of binoculars that were given to me, but they're kind of narrow, so when I put my eyes up to them, they're crossed. So that goes to somebody else. Patterns in poetry.
Is that for a child?
No. It's a regular, honest to God.
No, but if your eyes cross, if they're close together, it would be.
No, it's just because this doesn't. They don't. The things don't open wide enough, so it's weird. But they work. They're perfect.
Come on.
Jesus. Patterns in Poetry, an introductory anthology. There's lots of good stuff in here, as you can see. I even read it a bit. There's a poetry bookmark there. Hell is a Harsh Place. No, that's not. Tales from Chaucer, just so you know, the Canterbury Tales, I think. And if you like a Rilke, here's your Rilke, rhymes with milky and silky. And then Packing for Mars by Mary Roach, author of Stiff. I don't know anything about this. And then there's The Art of Seeing, Aldous Huxley, a name you might remember from Before the Time Changed. Then, if those don't float your boat, you can be the keynote, which this lovely individual here is. My keynote is...
I'm the co-pilot.
Yeah, co-pilot. Oh, yeah, co-pilot. Co-pilot. And this is Antoinette, the co-pilot. The last word, which Allie is going to do, choose the theme or prompt. I changed the theme or prompt because the theme prompt. Mini feature, which, who is the mini feature today? Oh, Rusty. Where's Rusty?
Rusty Rebar.
Rusty Rebar. Oh, there he is. Yes.
What does that mean, actually?
You get 8 minutes in the second half.
8 minutes?
full minutes.
Right now.
Set your timer right now. And then the keynote, which you're about to see after the other announcements. So the Proposition 1 reader will kindly step forward and we'll take care of that. Well, never mind. I won't explain it any further. The more I say, the more I get mixed up, and what would be the good use of that? All right. Oh, this is Owen Dunn. We'll give him a slight round as he comes back there. Make him know we were appreciating.
Thank you. This is Proposition 1. Whereas warfare is the worst of all crimes, that it embodies, encourages, and rewards all others. Whereas the definition of war as used in the Nuremberg trials is meet for the purposes of this proposition. Therefore, we, the party of the first part, all citizens of any nation, all those who suffer from the effects and privations of war, who oppose it as a system, as a behavior, as a socially accepted institution, call for an end to war, cessation of all hostilities, the standing down of all military forces, and universal disarmament. Further, let it be known, we the people, the party of the first part, state by our assertion at this time and place that we stand opposed to the existence or use of military force as we know it. All those in favor of Proposition 1, please signify. Aye. All those opposed?
Abstentions. That's what
Abstentions.
Did it then pass?
Okay, then, therefore, Proposition 1 has passed.
At this particular moment in time. Thank you so very much. Owen, you're wonderful.
Thank you, Owen.
All right, and now, without further ado or a don't, will the keynote of the evening kindly step fifth? You know, I didn't say fourth. And I got, Garrett, I got you. Give him a round of applause as he comes up here. I don't know what he's going to do, but it's always strange. That's always.
It's Captain Portugal.
How do we get him on?
He always goes around. So I do this and go to the back.
There are strange things done at midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. These Arctic trails have their secret tales that can make your blood run. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest I ever did see was a night on the march of Lake Lavars. Creed Sam McGee. Now Sam McGee was from Tennessee where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the south to roam around the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though. Often say in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. On a Christmas day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold through the Parker's fold that stabbed like a driven nail. Our eyes would close and the lashes froze till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed and the stars overhead were dancing, heel and toe, he turns to me. Yeah, says he. I'll cash in his trip, I guess. If I do what I'm asking, then you won't refuse my last request. Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no, then he says with a sort of a moan, this is cursed cold, it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone, yet ain't been dead. My awful dread of the icy grave that pains. I want you to swear that foul affair, you'll cremate my last remains. Now, palace last need is a thing to eat, so I swore that I would not fail. And we started on at the streak of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched on the sleigh, he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. But before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried, horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, you may tax your brawn and your brains, but you promised true, so it's up to you. Cremate my last remains. Now a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. And the days to come, though my lips were dumb in my heart, now I cursed that load. In the long, long night by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring. Oh, not the wolves of the homeless ghost. Oh, God, how I loathe that thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow. And on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. And the trail was bad and I felt half mad, but I swore that I wouldn't give in. And I'd often sing to that hateful thing and it hearkened with a grin. So I came to the marge and laid the barge and I dared it. It was jammed in the ice and I saw on a trice it was called an Alice May. And I looked at it and I thought for a bit and I looked at my frozen chum. Then here, says I with a sudden cry, it's my crematorium! Some planks I tore from the cabin floor and I lit the boil of fire. Some coal I found that was lying around and I heaped the fuel of fire. The flames just soared and the furnace roared. Such a blaze you seldom see. And I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal and I stuffed in Sam McGee. And I made a hike where I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled and the huskies howled and the winds began to blow. It was icy cold, but a hot sweat rolled down my cheeks and I don't know why. And a greasy smoke and an inky cloak went streaking through the sky. I did not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear. When the stars came out and they danced about, arrogant I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peek inside. Guess he's cooked. This time I looked, and the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And it wore a smile you could see for a mile, and they said, close that door. It's nice in here, but I'm greatly feared. You let in the cold and the storm. Since I left Plum Tree, down in Tennessee, it's the first time I felt war. There's strange things done in the midnight sun, but I'm in any world for going. These Arctic trails are their secret tales that can make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, the queerest they ever did see. It was that night on the marge of Lake Lavorge that I cremated.
Thank you. Come around there, buddy. Thank you. Like always, he'll be back. Just so you know, the keynote always reads a poem by someone else, and they come back for the open. Could you give me a slight paper and move this chair behind you? Because if you notice, the place is crowded, so we're going to do the what I call the on deck. So the next person that comes up, the person after him, I will read that name also, and that person will sit in the second chair so we can reduce the time. Yes, thank you. So,
Shoving me around.
Britt?
Yeah.
Are you new here?
Yes.
Oh, treat him to treat people a new person, let them around. Okay, and Sharon, where's Sharon? Sharon? Okay, oh, wait, there's two Sharons. The one that signed up. Are you on number 3?
Number 3.
Okay. Where did you? I don't know. Where did you sign her up? Because there's two Sharons.
I'm number 19. I'm one
Oh,
of the chairs.
Sharon. Okay.
You're one
Okay,
of
then
the
you should
Sharons?
go to the chair because you're the third person. You're the next person up. All right. So Sharon, thank you. Bill is after her. Then Owen. Then Seg son. Did I say that right? Okay. Well, you're. Wait a minute. Oh, you're supposed to be next. Why don't you come up here and sit in this chair? Because I goofed that up. That was my.
I'll sit here, that's all right.
All right. Well, when he goes, you come up. Okay. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. And you're on. I'm sorry about the exposition.
The last reading I attended,
Get on the mic really close. Go ahead.
the last reading I attended, I was gently chastised for not reading a political poem.
Oh.
Resist leaflets. Walk through the gate. Come down off the hill. Leave the Archon to his own demise. All of these presidents have killed people, have left people to die. This one is looking straight at you and I, the Goddamn kid who plays with fire. Straight jacket, orange jumpsuit, impeachment, resignation, rattle and crib to tame the cranky baby. Any and all seem like appropriate measures to rid ourselves of the foul vote, to bring down the man in the long red tie. And it all should have happened yesterday.
Thank you. Steve? Okay, Steve, and then you're after Steve. I made him. Thank you. Steve O'Carrollin, give him a nice round into things. Thank you. Thank you, Britt. And please come back. Please come back because, you know, in some ways there can't be enough of that. And I'll speak more later. There you go.
I watched the men shoveling cement on Columbus Avenue, standing in the gray wet in boots, working hard, intent. One of the men is fatter than the others. I have seen him driving a Caterpillar. I guess he is a boss. He screams, "Right here! Right here!" to another man, indicating with his shovel where he wants the cement. The pregnant spinning truck dumps a constant load of soon-to-be hard as stone. The men pay strict attention to the soft cement. They make it as level as they can, then smooth it with 2x4s, then give it a going over with trowels. They surround the delicate cement with orange plastic fences like sidewalk closed and restricted access and detour, but the human meaning still gets down to an angry fat guy in a dirty t-shirt scowling in a loud highway worker vest being a jerk. Lincoln must have suffered, forced by his austerity and rigor to supervise a bloodthirsty war. I imagine he must have nightmared awake many nights, thinking of his poor men, sweet cannon fodder, hearing for the first time the shriek of the rebel yell, sending lightning bolts up their backbones. I have seen Lincoln near the battlefield in front of a dismal tent. He wears a huge stovepipe and looks almost ridiculous, gawky, towering over the other mere men. He looks like he can't eat, but strong as bridge suspension wire. His voice was high, not quite as high as a choir boy, but able to pierce its way into the eardrums, drums of war, of crowds of 5,000 sober, angry men. But for all his problems, he gave us humor. When, in a debate, Stephen Douglas accused him of being two-faced, Abraham said, "If I had two faces, would I wear this one?" When he got swamped after the election by office seekers, the president muttered, "Too many pigs, not enough tits." He sits in majesty on the penny. His large, hairy ear still listens to us on the $5 bill.
Steve O'Carrollin. And now Sharon is taking the mic, and Bill. No, come up here. We don't. Oh, you have to come up. We're trying to save time. You're next.
I've got a straight shot here.
I'm just trying to save time. Go ahead. All right. Oh, and then we get her in.
Keep in mind, Halloween's coming.
Okay.
It's called Mysteries. The three of us worked in a cluttered little office overlooking San Francisco's Market Street area. It was a dingy but soulful old place with tree stumps for chairs and dried leaves for carpeting. We worked on all kinds of mysteries, their depths unknown, just mysteries. We knew them more by their particular colors and geometric shapes than circumstantial content. A postman dressed as an Eskimo came by and delivered a red and black striped box about 12 inches square. We contemplated it for a long time before I said, "Did anyone order this?" Sharon said, "Only a centimeter of free time for me." And Rana laughed, saying, "The Ark of the Covenant for me." Together, the three of us opened it like well-disciplined demolitionists. The lid slid forward with the weight of leaden cement. Spectral orange cephalopodic appendages resembling banana spider fireworks at a 4th of July show leaped up, flying away along with the roof, and spread out across the blue-black sky, an unraveled quilt of amber speckles. The three of us, looking upward, watched jumping stars emerge as the strange contents of the box disappeared into constellations, dancing more lithely than any we'd ever seen. The mysteries, our true work, remained all around the room, except for the roof gone and stellar lights so fantastic they offered less immediate demand, appearing to be content quietly being themselves. It's another one of those only in Safeway. It's called Reality Babes. The long line at the Safeway checkout lane was not unusual in its psychic muddled normality. Uneasy eyes turned, though frightened, down to dirty floors or immense window images of parking lot lines. Some sneaked voyeuristic glances at mansions of Manichean beauty balanced above milk cartons and rice-a-roni boxes. Glossy covers proclaiming mystical sex for all who venture a peek inside. Cosmetic seductions of breast enlargements and penis lengthenings. Vanilla clusters of reality babes. A girl of 20 or so tried to engage a 10-year-old blonde boy. She said it's all right to talk to her because he's in a public place. He listens and squirms like someone being sucked by mosquitoes. The faced denizens of the line confidently questioned the girl in silent expressions of, "Who's this one?" She goes on saying she's 1 month pregnant and spends her time trying to talk to children. He stares with eagle intent at her doll-like face, cracks his gum and barks back some unintelligible kid slang. She goes on with her baby stuff, ending with, "I can hardly wait to have one of my own." The blonde boy, in a voice older than his years, suddenly replies, "Oh yeah? I got a brother who's in one. And believe me, when yours is one, you'll wish he was dead." Okay, this is something called, I'm reading the poetry of Michael Brewer. All of these. Carried away. This one's called Carpe Noctem. There's a terrible predator that walks the haunted streets of night, and its name is loneliness, and it wears the drab dress of a hag called despair. It follows the glow of human desire suckingly at the fire within that feeds the night vision. Its trick is a crack you step on, a creak that shakes the foot in fear, and an unknown shout you imagine is your name hurled through the fields of darkness. As your hand reaches for what is eating you, only a thin black emptiness is seized. Over your left shoulder, Orion has risen, and you know you are not alone as you seize the neck of night.
Yeah, very, very, then you're right.
Very, very short.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't do Dracula in that. All right. Okay, this is midway through an hour at the dentist. And Jesus went up to Golgotha because his period was 3 weeks late, where he found the old lady of Rue decocting life out of the black earth. After he drank from the silver cup her steaming concoction, he stretched out on the rock of ages and gave birth to himself.
And Bill Mercer is coming up to the mic. Would Owen take the on-deck chair? Owen, on-deck chair. Thank you. Thank you, Bill.
Good, right there.
Sweet spot. Oh, pardon me just a moment. Sharon, she's taking the attribution sheet so she can put the right name of the person that whenever someone reads something of somebody else's, this way I know what they read and who wrote it. So I don't always say Morgan Freeman's attempt at Lord Dowling's resuscitations.
We're coming up on Dia de los Muertos, so somebody's got to speak for death. That's me tonight. Of course, I need the right poem for that to work, but coming right up. Variety is the spice. Variety is the spice of death. I caress some gently like a mother's touch, then slowly close their eyes. Some I sneak up on from behind and then wham! Some I barbecue slowly while they scream and scream. Some I just reach in and snatch inside out like a sock. I surround some with shadows, then whisper incessantly in their ears until they do my work for me. I contract some projects out to the generals. They are efficient but lack subtlety and imagination. For my best fans, I recently wrapped tiny specks of myself in a slow-release coating and then inserted into the blood and genitals of a few people. We then sat back and watched my handiwork spread all along the channels of desire. A real treat for connoisseurs of my work. I regularly visit the hospices to collect my rent, but the slow grind there is only for the diehard, excuse the pun, fans. Like watching the late innings of a lost game in a losing season. For sheer entertainment, I sometimes drop full airplanes straight into the ground. This has everything. Speed, start, terror, a beautiful fireball, and the gleeful sense of total mayhem and carnage. But this is just the latest wrinkle in a very old story. Stay tuned. There are always new projects on my drawing board. Like I said, variety is the spice of death. One more in that vein.
Shoot away.
Bam. Bam, bam, bam. I who danced before time began, hold the world in the hollow of my hand. Death strides along spring green meadows and smells of flowers and caresses the grasses and says to tender unfurling leaves, today I came to you, later you will come to me. I who danced before time began, unravel each rope, strand by strand. Death spreads her hermaphroditic thighs before the wanton summer and says to virile heat, come into me now, and all the mysteries will be revealed. My touch unlocks all locks. I who danced before time began, measure each moment in the life of a man. Death stands in the midst of exploding autumn foliage and says, hello, my little beauties. I said that you would come to me, and now you have. I have been waiting. I who danced before time began, inscribe a name on each grain of sand. Death walks along winter glacier, hand in hand with cold, and says, you are my one love, stay with me always. Cold replies, soon I leave for a season, but wait for me, I will always return. I who danced before time began, hold the world in the
Chair Owen. Give Owen a round, please, as he comes up. Give him a round, please, Mr. Owen.
Thank you. I'll try and live up to that. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
The Esperanto of the psyche. I said that to a chick at a party one time. Laughter seized us and threw its spirit with us right across the room. Sonnet in the rain. Through the coldness of February, a blear drizzle of winter knocking about, soon to re-enter the vacuum of its final estuary, of the mortalness of the mortuary, of the paleness of its center. Gravitational as the orb of glinter of the brownstone constabulary. Morbid contradictions of a flare in my strange uprising. Being in nothingness to care for a Hay Street dalliance, of compromising about myself and others. Well, sometimes in an April, maybe another. Light particular. Last week the lights and nights seemed to descend to heaven, a pure softness of Havana and Ecuador, enchanted futile San Francisco. Isles and inlets so red I know not where, that have come from and praised other and outermost hemispheres, and other heavens of other spheres, of sparse rhyme. Yeah, rebels eat babies. Hanging old John Woodall, I told you there are 9 muses. I can talk to you like a semicolon. I can think of a phrase that has been forbidden to fly to the sun, but has to walk in the must be quiet or the must be clever in back of the UN. Talk is a poem in a dappy dazzy Ivy League suit. It should. A throne of fire. I think sort of surfers on Friday nights, of images cracking on the jetties of rhyme, stoked out free verse, with long oh so long lines, a la Whitman and Olson, that you can ride as a lone surfer rides, a 20-footer on an endless cloudy day of seeing into himself by candlelight between his legs on Saturday nights of summer. I read of Mickey Dora's death, like a night closing like Russia, like borscht, like an endless drunken Gazatsky of fire, of vodka. Vodka, you fool. Endless vodka, of the blue palm poet of the flip side into eternity and reality. My drunken comrades, on Nikita, Nikita. Moratorium. Sunday hums like a leaden bee. Sorry, moratorium. Sunday hums like a leaden bee around me all day long as the 71 bus brazen like a tree of knowledge of San Franciscans, among all others, the gabbling, babbling, reducing the tender fawn of Bacchanalia to the clenched fist of Chinese gabbling, Hong Kong cat of melancholia, offering the pungy studies of debt, stabbing each placid-eyed easy rider, a nice roller coaster journey, easy to forget our uprising of yesterday, like a toy glider nestled to the rocks, upscale, down midstream, myself now alone, perchance to dream.
Thank you, Owen. Owen. And now, as we've experienced with Britt, we have another new individual who needs to have the full treatment provided for him. You're the next one, so you should be on the chair. So give him the. This is Seg's son, ladies and gentlemen. Hear me! Hear me! I can't hear it. Still can't hear it. I don't hear no pounding the table. As they say in France, my goodness.
Sorry, didn't hear his name.
What? Oh, Seg's son. Seg's son. Here.
I'm an aspiring songwriter, so I feel out of place in that.
No, you're right here. You're
And I'm from LA, so that's like being out of this place.
Oh, that's nice. LA's a great place to be from. Sorry, that was a bad joke.
I'm going to sing an original, and I know that tonight's word is wildlife. My song is called Lifeline, so let's call it Wild Lifeline. Show signs of life.
And now my charming co-host, Antoinette Payne, will entertain you. And then we have Buford, who's coming up, should come up to the open mic. Buford, I think you're the next person, I'm not sure. Yes, you are next, and then me, and then Alistair Crowley. No, he's not here tonight. He said he would be, but I told him not.
Cookie.
Thank you, because. Anyway, give Antoinette a round of welcome.
This one's called Not at Home in My House, and so it starts out with that line. Not at home in my house, not in my town. Another holds my heart. Coastal land where redwoods and bridges are bound to tell times of past Indians, loggers, miners, traveled to where the ocean stopped, then settled. Hearty soul, easy smile, broad sturdy frame, walking hills with open arms and a vision. Here the peacock rests, feathers drawn in shadow, noble men, optimistic women held their ground. Everywhere we share a breath of those who came before us. Mole steps into light with bad eyes, barely sees fire break before dawn. Happy commuters on ferry crosses lapping sparkling bay, focused on energetic passage. Words, thoughts, interactions, wishing, intention. Sight holds more for the blind. Humans follow conversations nailed to trends, markets, events, news, beliefs, all managed. We jump in, step out, show up, be counted.
Show up and be counted.
Independence, a valuable trait, best to be capable, self-reliant, striving for financial sufficiency. It is better not to need. We learn self-determination, separation. Each one their own car, house, patio furniture. Each one their pet, lover, flamingo dancer. Flying home to Mars or Saturn, each one their own space. Interconnectedness where each one depends on the other. The plane does not fly without the sky. The audience an integral part of performance. Born with helping hands, die to those waiting on the other side. This life is clearly a group effort. This is a conversation that I heard from my late husband, so I just wrote it down in poem form. Quail's got a cubby, those little chicks already. They were young ones too, a pair of quail with the chicks. Damn cat already killed one in the backyard here. Right in our own backyard, killed Tweety Bird. Everett's cat passed away. His brother's still here, about 2 houses down. Hear that bird, a quail with a covey of chicks. Get that cat before the quail die. Get that cat. He may not make it home one day, hopefully before all the quail die. This is wildlife. A white polar bear lives under the covers, gentle until reminded of who she is. Sleeping between mother and father, both of them dead. A new matriarch claims her time. She growls. Like wandering pilgrim alone, finds the way to melted ice. Hibernation in ancient memory, no place for rest. This is my heritage country, Malta. A fortress protects the island. Fear holds huge stones in place. Turrets peek at creatures. Deep Mediterranean blue-green captivate. Guard behind thick walls. Fish dead eyes seen glistening hatchet fall. Sing praises for the kill. Their side, my side. Defense is sure. Wary of the fight, armor seizes those who wear it. Consumed in battle, cannon shot heads across the sea, back at 'em. And this is for my mother, who's no longer here. She came to stay with all her shoes, married my dad, cared for we 3, dusted sheets with perfumed powder, traded boys' striped tees for plaid dresses. Cooked pot au feu, leeks and potatoes and rich beef broth, in her lilting accent. Like evil stepmother, she was harsh, never a question of love. We were hers. She told us true tales, Nazis' deeds, her yellow star on the coat she wore to school. They took her family. Big ship crossed oceans, our lives intertwined like the cigarette smoke curling upwards in the kitchen while she spoke French.
Give her a round, please. And now, Mr. Buford is taking the mic, and I will stay here because that's where I would normally go if I were not me, but I'm me. So, and then after me, we have Tommy, Melissa, and then our features, just so you know who's coming up. And I really want to thank the people who are going a little shorter than the 5 minutes, because most everybody has done that, and that makes it possible to get everybody on, and I don't get squeezed for time, and you know who I am. I'm sorry, I'll stop talking now. Give him another round because I interrupted everything.
His first little poem is called Hot Like Steam. Hot day in October, San Francisco summer. That's the whole poem.
And it's long enough.
And this one is also about, well, it's about passion. You gave me what I wanted. Adoration once filled your heart for me. You love me with all your passion, pleasure, your well thought out adventure. Nobody could believe what we had, from the kids on the streetcar who taunted us with "woo" as we kissed. You gave me what I wanted, left for your future, me sad but readying myself for a new, if not difficult journey. I look into the crystal ball that I hold tight, relaxing when I can, yet back on my feet to carry myself farther and farther away from you.
Nice. Buford Bunton. And as forestalled, I mean forewarned. This is me now. As is my wont, I don't like being completely responsible for what I read, so someone has to give me a number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
5.
Just like my first grade. I asked for a number from 1 to 5, they say 20!
4.
Thank you, 4. Okay, good, thank you.
5.
Gewalt machen, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, this is a bit of fun. And I read this last night, and there was some confusion. That's because the title is extremely misleading. The title is The Lover of All Lovers. Oh, she knows what you, I, or anyone wants, and then provides it. And how? You want savory? She'll crush pungent herbs and spices between billion-year-old rocks, use Jurassic salts along with olives, mustard, and a dash of raw cane juice. The way ancient mamas used to do, She'll cut, slice, sear, sizzle, seal, roast, bake, turn, and burn, then bejesus, she'll serve it up steaming hot. Just the smell of it will have your belly groaning in expectation, and as she slides that full platter on down, she'll wink at you, looking dreamy love into your longing eyes as you smell it up. And as you fall to, you begin to pray fervently to God Almighty, tears in your eyes, because you just can't believe how good it is. And when you stop just long enough to take a breath, you also sloppily garble a call or motion for even more. Yes, this lovely world of ours is the chief cook and bottle washer, the concierge, major domo, procurer, sales pitcher to beat the band, and mind, she can put anything on the menu, and she does, even you.
Yeah, when your time comes, when you've gotten too slow, fat, or ripe for the plucking, she'll yank you out of your tank, scald off hair, run a slit from throat to crotch, strip you off skin naked and shuck your guts out, take a step back and smile, yep. As entrails slop into the gut bucket, then all businesslike she'll get your quartered, served into sections, chop off the choice pieces, sliver them into fillets before dipping them into and out of the bubbling cauldron of burbling fat, spices, oil, and blood to get it all good coated. Oh, then she'll hold it up admiringly and spit it and roast it over an open fire of seasoned wood, yeah. Brushing on her secret sauce, sprinkling the condiments, all while someone big, really big, and roaringly ravenous, a friggin' monster of a man who sits not all that far away, whose nostrils flare at the savory scent as he gobbles from a trencher, whose grumbling gut can be seen making its moves, turning in expectation. Oh, yeah, he is rude, rough-hewn, slow-eyed, slovenly, loud, proud, and she has an eye for him. Has her own thoughts, oh baby. She admires his appetite as he drunkenly pounds the table, gesticulating for even more of you. That's love. Love the thing. A or B? B. I heard B first. Okay, so as a poet, you kind of things come to you, and then you read and then you write something like this, and you think, well, these are poets, they could take it. Why are they killed? It's a simple question, really. And today, at this tiny moment, I direct it to the Saudi government. But, as you'll soon surmise, there are others holding on to the short end of this shit stick. I asked the men there why it's okay to kill their own mothers, sisters, daughters, or lovers for phoning, texting, driving, enjoying the sun on their faces, talking with a friend, for dreaming of a life made from their preferences, their choices. What does having a sense of humor, laughing beautifully, or wanting the simple things in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness have to do with brutal assaults, murderous battery, rape, slavery, or an acid slap in the face? What is it about family honor? Why, when we hear of their moaning or mournful imprecations, do we not call their men out? How is it we recuse ourselves and do not ride to the rescue? Is it because of the hijab? Where are the white hats? Yes, all they want are simple things: freedom of the mind, justice for the soul, and unlimited peace in their feeling, emotional hearts. When will we reach out our hands? When will we answer our own big heart's unending call for love? Inquiring minds want to know. In supplication, I proffer these considerations, these notes, to everyone I know. Amen.
Just asking, you know. And now, isn't it Tommy, Patacola Becca, and then Melissa, and then our feature.
Oh, okay, can you see all this inequity and the people who live in the worst poverty, cops who kill and go free, healthcare no guarantee, while the NRA sells bullets we cannot flee, and the wars that drag on, failing air quality, give truth to the lies under which this flag flies. A flag only stands for what its people do in its name. They can hide behind it, rally around it, salute it, pray to it, pledge allegiance, swear loyalty, serve it up with a political agenda, use it to justify anything. But the truth is out there, waiting. One day, a piece of it is uncovered. It's swept under a public denial, buried in an official explanation, so that Wall Street goes on making money, and the politicians get reelected. And any discouraging words are ignored or called traitorous for the sake of the country, which only stands for what a people do in its name. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land owned by the rich and the homes we can't afford? I'm sure that the president will be tweeting about that tomorrow morning.
Wait a minute.
So I'm doing a show on Friday night. I'm the feature at Cafe International.
Yeah, baby. Clyde always the host, and will give you more details about that.
Yeah, anyway, I'll probably be on around 8:45, but you should come earlier and listen to everybody else. I'm going to end with a piece that brings us back to the early 70s, the Dark Ages. It's a true story, but it's been dramatized a bit to make it more interesting. It was South Philly's version of a shopping mall. An old rundown warehouse in a working class neighborhood. An eyesore with makeshift walls to subdivide it into little stores without windows. Eternal fluorescent sunlight. You could never tell the time of day or night. I worked in the record department, run by a manager who was born with a lit joint in his mouth, and who nicknamed me Tommy Stardust because I came to work in various stages of drag. He was convinced I was trying to be David Bowie. I kept trying to tell him I was simply trying to be fabulous. The mall's owner, Mr. K, had an office in the back where no human being dared to tread. It was rumored he slept in a coffin. That's probably why we only saw him at night. If you were cold back there, you knew you were about to have every drop of blood drained from your body. Mr. K did not like our department because we played loud rock music all the time, had long hair, and wore jeans and t-shirts. He kept trying to impose a dress code on us. Once, when he insisted on shirts and slacks, I wore my sister's blouse and pink hip huggers. The first time he deigned to talk to me, he asked if I were a boy or a girl. The next time, he informed me that I was a freak of nature. That was before my actor-singer boyfriend showed up unexpectedly at the store one day and proceeded to serenade me at the register that was poised at the entrance to our space, which had no door and no front wall. So everyone in the entire mall, and probably for blocks around, could hear. It helped that he had the kind of voice Ethel Merman would have killed for. It resonated throughout the old building, and women came from near and far to see who possessed that amazing set of vocal cords. They probably thought it was a promotion for a neighborhood high school production. Italian women and black women standing side by side as a handsome black man sang to an exotic Italian queen. The bells are ringing for me and my guy. The birds are singing for me and my guy. Everybody's been knowing to a wedding they're going, and for weeks they've
I've been sewing, every Susie and so. Thunderous applause came from the women as my boyfriend handed me flowers and jumped over the counter to kiss me passionately on the lips. Suddenly, the crowd of women parted like the Red Sea, and instead of Moses, there appeared Mr. K. He was spitting fire, not water. What the hell's going on here? The women got out of the way in a hurry. Mr. K pointed to my boyfriend, "You out of here!" And to me, "You in my office."
Sorry.
You
time,
Okay.
sorry. Get to a kind of a schmoozy.
Okay, so to sum up, I get called back into the office and I get fired. I get fired, and the union rep who's in there with me puts up a big fight and basically saves my job. And so Mr. K tells us to get the hell out of the office because he's defeated. The tough white dude brought down by a tougher black woman. As we walked away, the union rep said, "Your boyfriend's got a beautiful voice. Where did you meet him?" She was a little too comfortable with it all. I suspected she was a member of the family, but her secret was safe for me. The record store went out of business not long after that, and I was left pounding the pavement for another job. But nowhere in this great land of the free and home of the bravest would there ever be another job like that one.
Thank you. Finally, I call Mecca. And Melissa is coming up. Thank you. Melissa Mella, give her a round of applause. Round right there. And then we'll have our feature. I'll do a brief introduction then.
Side of palm slides across page gives illusion that words continue after stopping. How can such delicate abstractions like lines on page or breath on ear hold weight after release? Across the room, a light fixture hangs, suspended from chain in a bird cage. Why do we feel compelled to capture that which cannot be contained? Everyone is looking at a computer screen. No, our bodies are not our design. Perhaps that explains why sitting with stillness can be hard for you or anyone. Outside, the sky is falling monotonously. Until now, I never noticed how water droplets collected on windows reflect tiny upside-down likenesses of the world. Until now, I never noticed how love is a perpetual mix-up between a bridge and drowning and floating away in every direction. Trying to memorize my poems. It's kind of hard, but this is a really old one that I just found recently. I never really liked popcorn. It always tasted stale to me. I guess you can add another tally to the lie list, hold it over my head like an upside-down umbrella during the downpour. I don't think I'm in love with you anymore. I spoke those words to you after work as we sat at the kitchen table, clutter-covered, soiled with food crumbs, dying hydrangeas, your half-empty beer cans, and slews of coupons collected by our housemate who would later use them to justify making dozens of purchases nobody needs to make. You stared, mouth agape. Even I felt your heart sink, heard it hit bottom like a coin clink on tin. There is a dichotomy of beauty in letting a lover go that dances, dances, dances with ache. I want to be unapologetically bold, lavish, with my love and open. How do you gently welcome a reclaimed freedom? How do you not greet her wildly and with an open-mouthed kiss? This is just a little idea I've been working on. It's short. It's called Letter. Dear, I've become the bird washed up on Kehoe Beach, skin and feathers peeled away, invisibly unzipped, from back of bone, skull exposed, and beak in sand. I am the fish prize frantically wiggling in an osprey's talons after a dive, or a driftwood bench long ago embedded deep in the California sand. You are the heedless riptide pulling everything back out to sea. Signed, thinking of you.
All right. Very sweet, thank you. Melissa Mellon. I'm going to do an introduction, just make sure I'm framed a little bit. Thank you. And you're really patient and kind and understanding. All right, so I'm going to introduce our features. Did I make a mistake? Did I miss anything? Okay, no, I didn't. All right.
So usually I don't say much because I figure that the poets in this case, will speak volumes. So Wolf Losey.
Let me turn around again.
Wolf Losey. See, I had it right before.
Low C.
Low C, like low and C. Thank you. I said it several times to myself correctly, and I get up here. Anyway, he works in San Francisco's Bay Area. His poems and short stories have appeared in a number of journals, and some of the ones have an interesting title. After Happy Hour, Arsenic Lobster, The Griffin, which I know actually, North Coast Literary Review, which I know. Where's that other one? Oh, Poet Talk magazine, which I also know. Slab, I love that. And the Serving House Journal, so there's interesting titles there. Now, he lives with a couple of cats. His cats do not appreciate his dedication to writing. They show their contempt, he says, by walking across the keys of his piano whenever he is writing. Ding, ding, dong, ding, dang, dong. So I think that's really fun. Now, Robin Michelle, see, I got that one right. Sorry. Is that right? She had her first experience with poetry when her mother sang and did nursery rhymes when she was a little child, so that got her into the whole idea of poetry and the muse. She works as a consultant to nonprofits and educational agencies. Very good. I'm a teacher myself, as you might tell. Her poetry and fiction has appeared in the Midwest Quarterly, the New Guard, Pittsburgh Quarterly, and Star 82 Review. She is a member of the N Judah Club. She rides that device, as do I. I'm totally familiar with how often it stops for no apparent reason. So who's going to read it first? Okay, so they're going to share the 20-minute slot, so they're going to go, Wolf is going to kick it off, and then we'll have Michelle. Give him a round as he comes up here, please. Show him what you mean it. There we go. And if you have to put anything to the side, you can put stuff on this table or that chair. Oh, yeah, I got to... Yes. No? So, oh.
The oleanders. Whiskey yellow sky, oleanders flailing, toxic flowers dancing, Santa Ana's blowing, slow cyclones of cinders, the livid ashfall sticks to our hair, pricks our eyes from the carport, up the apartment clanging stairs, blinded cinder-stung, we stumble to your door. We inhale the rancid stink of burning houses, sticks to our clothing, to our bodies, sours the taste of our sweat in your bed as we fuck. The AC shifts gears, straining in the astringent heat. I flash on Pompeian lovers cast in ash. You are the burglar of my happiness. With each thrust response, sparks along a fire line, tinders of dissatisfaction. My thoughts leap over fire breaks, race up hillsides, blazing pennant palm trees, exploding eucalyptus, blossoms of the conflagration. Televised disaster broadcast 24/7. Fires on the L.A. hills, our flickering nightlight, volume down low, your TV murmurs. I dream of helicopters dumping chemicals. When we wake, I taste their bitter pinkness on your lips as you ask, is this the end of the world? I answer to myself that yes, in a way it is. Outside your window, the oleanders brush against the stucco, and the ashes of the morning wait for me. I unwrap myself from you. My father's dead, so this is, and the Day of the Dead is coming up, so I'm reading this. In the Museum of Anthropology in Mexico City, there's a giant statue, 10 feet high, 12 feet high, a double snake-headed goddess with a skirt of human hearts and hands hanging from it. She's a fertility goddess, so supposedly all the death that she harvests creates the life. And her name is Coatlicue, an Aztec goddess. This is called The Changelings. Mexico City, 1974. Father, I am still circling away from you, from that time in the Museum of Anthropology when I walked behind La Diosa Coatlicue. Counterclockwise, I followed your double. I spoke to him, but he turned away, departed like a spirit, never looked back. After dinner, you stumbled on the sidewalk, blinded by the rising plumes of blood, hemorrhaging retinas. Your eyes were filled with tears of sacrifice, that first offering of small blood accepted by the lady of the serpent skirt. I was only 15 years and uncomprehending. I could not see the invisible procession of the spastic dead, nor their hands that were pulling you from me into the carnival of skeletons, cavorting and tumbling by. I felt dizzy as I helped you stand. Perhaps I stole your energy from the radius of your immortality, or maybe it was the hymn of some vast ritual that rose within me as I joined the crowds beside the processional way. I am stumbling up the steps of a pyramid now, while I am falling faster towards the world. Soon I will present myself at the altar of the two-headed lady. She gave us the clenching fists of our hearts, filled them with the blood of our desire. Always she takes them back again, hangs them from her necklace. This is a 1,200-year-old political poem. As a hobby, rather than crosswords, I translate ancient Chinese poetry. And when I translated this title, I thought, oh, this is going to be a pretty poem. Snow Within a Letter's Heart. It's not a pretty poem. It's written by a person who would be wearing a red cap and a MAGA symbol on it today, but it was interesting, so I'll read it. Snow Within a Letter's Heart by Du Mu. December snow is a foot thick. I get cranky shivering in the frozen mist. I'm in a lonely city beside the big marsh, and the man has neglected my little fire. It smokes. Who can I complain to? I'm worried, hurt, and have no will to grasp with. The Son of Heaven cries out for a humane sage to guide him. Appoint a worthy person to be your minister, an expert in the worldly considerations of government. Few would have the character to take this on. The machinations of court can clearly be seen. It takes endurance to preserve my restraint. If only this were a day in my great-grandfather's time, rising again like a mythical phoenix with its flowered crest. People's abilities have rotted away. They've thrown out all that's proper. The Northern Palace is in the hands of evil obstructionists. I hear there's an army of 300 miles away, but they're leaderless and breaking up to steal and rob, foraging like bandits. A minister of honest virtue would find a solution. Others deserve a slow flogging with bamboo canes. It's as if the Mongolians convened a committee to discuss how animals eat and lie down in their fur. And the affair takes place in a monastery's great hall. You know you're helpless, standing on the sidelines, waiting to step forward, but you're continually falling in regard status opportunities. These are the worn out acts of longing in December. Liquor will level our mood. Do not delay. The spring waits warmly inside a jar. Pour out another measure.
That's okay. I'm going to move around in this one. This is called Angel of Oakland. It's from my friend Gary Turchin, who dreamed of her. Angel of Oakland, emerge from the midnight tunnels that are empty of trains. Rise up into the daybreak. Open, fully outspread your wings. Grip the wind with titanium feathers. Catch and climb up the air. Turn like a hawk, crossing hillsides of eucalyptus where the last mists of our dreams fall like the dew. Angel of Oakland, fly out to the estuaries where sailboats shift on the tide. Lift up your bronze trumpet, full of golden notes. Blow out that divine bird song that sets free the herds of the crane horses that graze by the bay. They will unfold their origami limbs and stampede on legs of steel. Then fly back to us, angel, over the cities of shipping containers, stacked and still humming from the concert of your horn. Free their gifts from the boxes of coffin steel, then brush past the courthouse with its split dungeon windows. Let your wingtips whisper on the glass as if you were the god of pigeons. Let your shiny pinions free the judges from their inner prisons. Embrace us, angel. Stand for a moment, shining on the Tribune's building's clock tower, until we can see heaven's glow in the grit of the sidewalks. Then glide, big as a jumbo jet, over children's fairyland, over the waveless surface of Lake Merritt, running with us like a kite would chase a laughing child. Embrace your whole city, angel. Cross its meridians, over to Chinatown. Lightly touch the fingers of the chefs folding dim sum. Let their aches fly away. Smile upon the morning crowds. Smile on the stooped old men who smoke in alleyways and fly under the highways to still the storms of homeless hearts. Always return to us, angel of hope. Over the industrial lowlands, over old craftsman neighborhoods, bring your blessings to the families and neighbors gathered at the funeral car washes. Help them pay the undertaker's toll. Guide their loved one's passage to the other world, so your shadow passes over them and then explodes as shards of light. Angel of Oakland, ascend. Take the thin rails of steel, pull them up like vines from the rail yards. Let the rust flake and drop in showers of iron scab. Twist them into an eternal loop that is always returning as you dance in the center of your ornament, and so watch over us and guard us with the gift of your gaze like the shield from a sun. One short one. Still life with Meyer lemons, ending it on a high note. When skies free themselves from the clouds, life shifts through the curtains. The lemons hum in the bowl, saffron tinged and yellow skins. They are so bright, poised, waiting for the world to be born.
A spider corpse clutches the lemon's nipple. I brush it off, wash them in the sink. You slice them up with snicks and taps, send tofu knife against the cutting board, your hips swaying to a rhythm several octaves below the spectrum of the lemons. Marmalade boils in the pot, thickens, steaming up the kitchen.
Thank you. Lucy. Thank you.